While some might be building homes that are well secure in case chaos breaks out, other big houses just so happen to be built in perfect places to survive. From the villas on freshwater lakes to homes made of steel, here are the best mansions for the zombie apocalypse. Aloha zombie fans, thanks for leaving us some great comments recently. Let us know which mansion you want to live in and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video. Number 13. Casa De Shenandoah. Famous singer and performer in Las Vegas, Wayne Noon lives in a palatial residence he calls Casa De Shenandoah. He's only selling it for $30 million so you can survive during the apocalypse here. The home features flamingos, Arabian horses, and even South African penguins. Considering the house is on a fairly large piece of land, it can be used to cultivate various crops and resources. The estate also comes with its own private jet and easy access to McCarran Airport. It's never a bad idea to have your own private jet during the apocalypse. The lagoon-style pool and ranch-like details make an exotic, unique mansion. The finely decorated fences should hold off zombies or other people trying to break in. Number 12. Michael Shoemaker's Private Island. Michael Shoemaker, a former Formula 1 racer, was probably pretty happy to hear the news that he began his own private island off the coast of Dubai. This is located in the World Islands, and the Crown Prince of Dubai gave him this as a retirement gift. He hopes it'll attract a little bit more attention to the World Islands. Located on his island was a mansion, manicured gardens. Not only that, he's also completely surrounded by water, just a quick boat ride, and he's in one of the most luxurious cities in the world. Here on Shoemaker Island, you'll be finding a swimming pool, a helipad, and a dock. Number 11. The new Plea Casa. This crazy-looking home was built in 2008 in Germany in the city of Baden-Württemberg. Its white and sleek design makes it a modern home of the future. You better believe there's plenty of space to store stuff in here for the zombie apocalypse. The home was designed by German architect J. Mayer, and maybe he had the zombie apocalypse in mind when coming up with this idea because it's got an indoor jacuzzi and a tower-like structure peering over the edge. Number 10. Helio Dome. It might look like a flying saucer, and you might think the government might start covering it up at any moment. But the truth is, this house could also be good during the zombie apocalypse. The Helio Dome was completed in 2011 in Cross-Willer, eastern France. It's actually designed as an enormous three-dimensional sundial, but it's also designed for people to live here as well. It's made of wood, glass, and concrete, and captures solar energy, which saves them a bundle on electricity. This provides them with free heating during the winter and natural cooling in summer. Could our homes in the future possibly be like this? The only real setback for this house during the apocalypse would be that the glass has a possibility to shatter. Other than that though, you got yourself a pretty good house here to spend quite a bit of time. Number 9. Xanadu 2.0. Bill Gates is worth $81 billion. That's a billion with a B. Known for being the co-founder of Microsoft, the largest PC software company in the world, he's certainly bringing in more dough than you'd even know. He has enough cash to probably defend off zombies as well. He currently resides in a mega mansion called Xanadu 2.0, which is named after the fictional house in the movie Citizen Kane. The house even has its own Wikipedia page. Inside the home is completely private, but there are some aerial shots of it. The house is built on a hillside to maintain a steady climate, but it could also serve as a perfect vantage point for sniping zombies. His entire house has so much outrageous technology that it's almost like he's living in a giant computer. He might even program robots to fight off zombies for him. Who knows? Number 8. Chateau Artisan. Having your own moat can definitely have its advantages during the zombie apocalypse. Whether the original purpose was to keep the in-laws or Jehovah's Witnesses out, this moat could prove to be extremely valuable in the case of an outbreak. It's still under debate whether or not zombies can swim, but either way, this will certainly slow down anyone's attack. The moat could also prove to be a good food source in case the owner decides to farm fish. Located in Florida, they could also decide to add crocodiles to the moat, which would further its defense. The towers could also easily be transformed into machine gun or sniper nest, and the multiple rooms could easily confuse attackers. In case of a hurricane, the house was also designed with a full generator and has impact resistance, so this will further aid its defense against zombies. A chateau like this is going to cost someone around $11 million, so save your lunch money. Number 7. Villas, Lake Como, Italy. Imagine building your zombie apocalypse mansion right next to the banks of a freshwater lake in Italy. With some purification tablets, someone could basically have an unlimited supply of a central resource known as water. And that's why building a villa on Como Lake in Italy is a good idea. One of the deepest fresh lakes in Europe, it's made from glacial water and it's been a popular location for aristocrats since Roman times. This means many of the villas are properly fortified to hold off thieves or zombies. People have been keen to pick up on this strategic location. The constant flow of clean water from the Alps also makes the water even better. Considering that most of these villas are positioned right along the edge of the water, this minimizes the amount of the perimeter that needs to be fortified. There's also usually nice views here in case you spot any suspicious boats coming your way. Number 6. Chateau Chenonceau. You can find castles all over the world, but these mansions of the Renaissance still show high value in protection versus the apocalypse. One, for example, which stands a good chance, is Chateau Chenonceau, found in the Loire River Valley. Chenonceau is an iconic chateau that sits on the top of the River Cher. It's the second most visited chateau in France and received 800,000 visitors in 2007. The original castle that stood here was burnt down, but a more impressive piece took its place in 1522 after 8 years of construction. Sitting on top of an important resource like water can prove useful for farming and for transportation. Number 5. Palacia Da Alvorada. One of the more sleek and modern designs for a presidential palace would be located right here in the capital city of Brasilia. This is the first governmental structure built in the federal capital and was built from 1957 to 1958. You can tell it's in a strategic location far from the populated parts of Brazil in the interior of the country. Surrounded by a lagoon, it seems pretty easy for the president to defend it in case of the apocalypse. The stateroom is decorated with modern art and a restoration was complete from 2004 to 2006. It takes up an estimated 75,000 square feet and is complete with various sculptures. It's complete with a movie theater, game room, laundry, medical center, and many private rooms. Due to its seclusion, it's a great place to hide out during the zombie apocalypse. It's home to roughly 160 employees at all time, including security, private chefs, doctors, etc. Number 4. The Presidential Palace, Abu Dhabi. You could probably see this house from outer space. That's what we're talking about. Illuminated at night, it's visible for miles with clear weather. They got boats lined up at the marina at the Emirates Palace, and it cost them an estimated $490 million. It encompasses approximately 150 hectares of land, and of course, is just slightly over the top. With all the spending put out for the palace, it wouldn't be a huge surprise if there was a secret underground bunker beneath. The president can also choose to take a getaway boat or a helicopter fairly easily. But who would want to leave this place? Fishing can also become an option when people start getting hungry. Number 3. Ransome Canyon Steel House. This crazy house in Texas took 34 years to construct and is made completely out of steel. How would that not be useful in the zombie apocalypse? The artist by the name of Rupert Bruno lived in this house for 8 months before passing away. But he certainly made his mark on the landscape. It sits on the edge of Ransome Canyon, located just west of Lubbock, Texas. It's been praised by the artist community as a stunning one-of-a-kind accomplishment. It's made of 150 tons of steel, and reimagine it could be pretty sturdy in case of the zombie apocalypse. With 2,200 square feet of space, it's currently being used to exhibit art shows and host private events. Number 2. The Lair Studio. It's rumored that this building is located in Cannes, France, on the peak of a mountain near the Mediterranean Sea. You can tell this thing looks almost perfect to live out the zombie apocalypse in style. While the pool can eventually be drained and replaced with clean water, it would certainly be a more pleasant apocalypse with a swimming pool, without a doubt. You can tell there's really only one way to get into this place, and it could be easily fortified with machine gun turrets, etc. If you got a house like this, it definitely makes sense to go with the home prepper strategy. The main concern would be zombies blocking the entire exit route. But as you can tell, there is some room at the top for a helicopter pad, so no need to trip. And number 1. Marcin Castle. Located in the town of Versailles, Kentucky, this over-the-top mansion would almost seem like a modern-day fortress. Well, maybe it is actually. The home is completely surrounded by a stone wall with towers on each corner where snipers could easily be placed. It almost seemed to have been designed with zombies in mind. It looks as though there might also be a basketball court on the roof, which could be transformed into a helipad if needed. Another smart thing the owner did invest in is a horse farm in case we do need to resort back to primitive methods of transportation. Oh yeah, and don't forget to practice some tennis to help keep your zombie smashing arm in good shape.